Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today I am back with another video. Today I am attempting to explain a poem called Dover Beach by Matthew Arnold. Stay with me till the end of this video, and if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel. Now, Matthew Arnold, he was born in 1822 and he died in 1888. Okay, so his active period, that is the period when he was writing, was known in England as the Victorian Era. Okay, the Victorian age. Now, this particular age was marked by several changes. Okay, the first being Industrial Revolution that had started towards the end of the 18th century and was continuing in the 19th century as well. Also in 1859, Darwin's theory of the evolution of man came up, which means that science was now slowly progressing. As science was progressing, people were slowly losing their faith in religion, in spirituality. The age-old belief that we have been created by God and that we are the descendants of Adam and Eve was now being challenged by science, where Darwin claimed that we were actually evolving from microorganisms and that apes were our forefathers. Okay, so with the advent of science, with the advent of industrialization, with the advent of modernism, people were slowly losing their faith in spirituality, in religion. And not everybody was being able to accept that change. Okay, there was, this poem shows a shift from a world of certainty to a world of modernism that was marked by the erosion of tradition or a loss of faith. Okay, and like I said, because not everybody could accept this change, there was a lot of confusion among people. Matthew Arnold is one such person, okay, who was not being able to come to terms with the changing society, with the changing world, where everybody now believed in questioning, because science believes in questioning. Science does not accept things blindly. Okay, but then people at that point of time, there was a chaos where some people were still clinging on to spirituality while other people were now trying to cling on to science and modernism. So there was a complete chaos in the entire society. As I explain the poem, I believe things will become more clearer. The poem reads, "The sea is calm tonight, the tide is full, the moon lies fair upon the straits, on the French coast the light gleams and is gone. The cliffs of England stand glimmering and vast out in the tranquil bay." So, apparently, if you see, it's a very simple description of the scenery outside. Matthew Arnold has gone to visit the English Channel, Dover, and he's probably standing on the window of his room with his beloved. Now, let me tell you that this poem has been written in the form of a dramatic monologue, which means that there is only one speaker. The speaker goes on speaking. There is also a silent listener. However, the listener does not say anything. Okay, here in this poem, Matthew Arnold's, or the poet's beloved, is the listener. His companion is the listener here, and he goes on speaking. So he's probably standing at the window of his room and is looking outside at the sea, and he says that the sea is calm tonight. Okay, now this sea refers to the English Channel that separates England from France. The tide is full, that is, it's high tide. The moon lies fair upon the straits, which means the image of the moon is getting reflected on the waters. On the French coast, the light gleams and is gone. So then on the French coast, a light can be seen. It gleams, that is, it shines brightly and then it's gone. This is symbolic of the faith in religion, which was once upon a time constant, but now it's fading. Okay, it gleams and is gone now. The cliffs of England stand glimmering and vast out in the tranquil bay. Tranquil means peaceful. Now the cliffs of England is a reference to the white cliffs of England. Those were made of chalk. Now chalk is something that erodes easily. So that again becomes a symbol of the loss of faith, the eroding faith. Okay, how faith is being eroded from the minds of the people. Come to the window, sweet is the night air. So in this line, the listener comes up. The poet refers to the listener for the first time. He's calling his companion to come to the window, and sweet is the night air. So the outer atmosphere is pleasant. He's referring to that. Only from the long line of spray where the sea meets the moon-blanched land, listen, you hear the grating roar of pebbles which the waves draw back and fling at their return up the high strand. Begin and cease and then again begin with tremulous cadence slow and bring the eternal note of sadness in. These lines are in complete contrast with the first few lines of the poem, where there was peace, there was serenity. However, here in these lines, the poet refers to movement, the poet refers to sound. Okay, so he tells his beloved to come to the window and see the long line of spray, that is the large waves with foam on its top. Also, he asks his companion to listen to the sound of the grating roar of pebbles. So as the pebbles, the stones are being brought with the waves and then again taken back, the grating roar, the sound of the pebbles could be heard. And he says, up the high strand, begin and cease and then again begin with tremulous cadence slow. So the waves begin, they come, they reach the shore, then they recede. Again come, again recede. So this refers, begin and cease and then again begin. It refers to the endless motion of the waves. With tremulous cadence slow. Tremulous means shaky. Okay, with a shaky rhythm, they come and they go and bring the eternal note of sadness. So what are they bringing in? The waves, they are bringing in the eternal note of sadness. But there's also a little point of optimism here that although the waves are bringing in sadness, but the waves do not stay. They would be going away at some point of time. So although they are bringing in sadness, but the sadness is not going to stay forever. It's going to go away eventually. Okay, so that is a tiny point of optimism that can be seen in the poem. Sophocles long ago heard it on the Aegean that it brought into his mind the turbid ebb and flow of human misery. We find also in the sound of thought, hearing it by this distant northern sea. So now the poet is referring to the Greek tragedy writer Sophocles, and he says that Sophocles long back when he had visited the Aegean, he had seen the coming and going of the waves, and he had heard the same note of sadness that the poet is hearing now. So over the ages, the sea has been bringing in the eternal note of sadness at some point or the other, and the poet now refers to that. The sea of fate was once too at the full and round earth's shore, lay like the folds of a bright girdle furled, but now I only hear its melancholy long withdrawing roar, retreating to the breath of the night wind down the vast edges, drear and naked shingles of the world. So the sea of faith is a reference to the faith in religion. The faith in religion once protected the world, just like the water bodies covered the entire world. They protected, they girdled around the world and protected us. However, now the sea of faith is slowly retreating, and what can be heard as it is retreating? Only its melancholy withdrawing roar can be heard. Retreating to the breath of the night wind down the vast ages drear and naked shingles of the world. And what is it leaving behind as the waves, as the sea of faith is receding? What is it leaving behind? It's leaving behind the naked shingles of the world. Okay, it's leaving behind minds that are empty, that are vacant of faith, that are vacant of trust. Okay. Our love, let us be true to one another, for the world which seems to lie before us like a land of dreams, so various, so beautiful, so new, hath really neither joy, nor love, nor light, nor certitude, nor peace, nor help for pain. So, in a world where there is so much of confusion, amid so much of confusion, mistrust, the only solace that the poet can ask for is in the arms of his beloved. So he's asking his beloved to be true to him, and he shall be true to her as well. So the mutual loyalty must be there, because that is the only relief, that is the only optimism that he can see in this world. Because The world outside, the world of modernism, might seem like a land of dreams. It might seem to be something very good, full of happiness. However, it's not. It's a false world. It's a world that has neither joy, nor love, nor light, nor certitude. Certitude means certainty. Nor peace, nor help for pain. And we are here as on a darkling plain, swept by confused alarms of struggle and flight, where ignorant armies clash by the night. So, this last 3 lines of the poem, it is a reference to the Battle of Epipolae. Okay, now what had happened at the Battle of Epipolae? Generally, battles are fought during daytime and not in the night. Okay, however, in the Battle of Epipolae, the Athenians continued fighting at night, and as a result, in the darkness, they could not recognize the friends of theirs and the foes. So they could not distinguish between the friends and foes, and as a result, they killed both alike. Okay, so in this world where there is so much of confusion, the poet is afraid that at the end we might end up killing each other, we might end up mistrusting each other, because in a world where there is no faith, you cannot expect to be happy, you cannot expect to have peace of mind. So the poem ends again with a note of pessimism, with a slightly negative note, saying that this world of modernism would ultimately bring in a lot of sadness. It would bring in a world of misery. Okay, so that is all for the poem. If you have liked my video, if you have understood the entire poem, please do like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.